Hi Nuno, how are
Hello.
you?
Great.
Can I ask firstly about your team news? Has everybody returned from the international break fit and healthy?
We still Sosa to arrive because he plays later. The rest of them are here. For now, okay, just managing some players, some situations. As we mentioned before, we take the chance of this international break to recover some players. So let's wait they improve.
So as things stand, just your two long-term absentees, Danilo and Sangare, they're just the two who are definitely out of this
Those
weekend.
are definitely they cannot be involved,
Yeah.
and we have some other situations to manage and decide.
Okay. Well, look, before the break, a disappointing result. From what you've looked back on that, where do you assess things went wrong, and how damaging has it been to your momentum?
The damage we have to assess now is after international break is always a question mark for all the teams. So what's the response is gonna happen in the game? We are in the same situation. Hopefully, we're gonna prepare well and perform well again. Because even though the result was not the best one in terms of performance, we have to admit that Newcastle played really well. We didn't do the things that we wanted. Another chance to improve and get better.
You come into this game level on points with Arsenal. You're unbeaten away from home still. How much belief do you take into games like this?
We always believe that we can compete. That's our approach. We're going to face a good team, a tough team, and we're going to compete. We're going to compete, doing the things that we want, trying to avoid the things that Arsenal wants and does really well. It's going to be a tough game.
You and they are 9 points off the top. Do you see them?
Sorry?
You and Arsenal 9 points off the top now. Do you see them as still as realistic title challengers this season?
The table is not a reference. You know what I think about the table. And basically because the table doesn't dictate what you have to do. So if you need points, you have to play better. You know what I mean? So let's always look at the game as the game by himself, compete well. So if I don't look at the table, I don't have to assess other teams.
It's set to be Mikel Arteta's 250th game in charge this weekend. What do you make to the job he's done at Arsenal?
Amazing. We faced Mikel before. He's been a long while around and he's doing a great job.
They are one of the teams at the moment in the Premier League with a specialist set-piece coach. You've chosen not to have somebody with that title in your coaching staff, but there's been a remarkable turnaround in how not only you're defending set pieces this season, but attacking them as well. How have you done that? Was that something you were really working hard on this summer over pre-season?
The first step was the awareness of the players that understand that we need to improve on that aspect of the game. And their involvement was massive for us because they really put some effort on it, a lot of time spending in the training ground, doing the tasks, keep focus. Last game was not so good on that, but the effort is of the players and the credit for them.
Do you see why clubs have gone down that route? I know there was one here shortly before you came.
But we have someone inside that takes care. But it's everybody's responsibility. It's a coaching staff responsibility in all the aspects of the game.
And your away form as well. I mentioned still unbeaten away from home. How has the turnaround in that come around? You know, what have you done to make yourself so...
Not me, the players, Christian, the players. The players realizing that there's no game that we can change our approach. And home and away has to be the same for us. It's always harder because we don't have the city ground behind us. But we're going to have a lot of fans there at the Emirates Stadium to support us.
Right. Thanks, Nuno.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you. Damien.
Hello, Nuno. You had a fabulous away win at Liverpool. Is it going to take something like that at Arsenal in terms of the tactical approach and the performance?
The performance, definitely. The tactical approach is different because there are different opponents. They are not the same. Arsenal plays in a very specific way in terms of offensive that we have to really control them. And at the same time, we have to take advantage of our qualities, speed, having the ball, creating superiority on the wide areas to release the talents of our players. This is what the game is about. But new approach because it's a new team.
Chris Wood was in the goals again during the international break.
Good.
He's just having a phenomenal season. What are your observations about him?
Amazing, amazing, and delighted for him that he's breaking all the records in New Zealand.
And Murillo travelled a long way not to get any minutes. Is that a frustration for you?
No, I don't think so. And even for him, I think we have to be proud of our players that went to national team and be involved in the national team squad of Brazil. Says the quality that he has. And he has to be patient and wait for his chance. But delighted that he was involved. Thank you.
Colin.
Hi there. How do you, as a coaching unit, use an international break? Are you the kind of coaching unit that will sit down with the analysts and do a really deep dive into how the season's gone so far? Do you use the break in that sort of way?
No, we use this every day. We don't change the habits. The international break is the only difference is that we don't have the game, but our routine is the same. But a lot of players were here. We work really hard on them, and us as a coaching staff, it's always a good chance to look back at things, see the details that we can improve, things that are doing well, assess the players. It's the same routines.
From outside the club, and I'm not going to ask about the table, but the performance, even the performances and the results, there's been some surprise from outside the club at how well Forest have done so far. Are you surprised? Did you expect the results to have come to this sort of standard at this stage?
What I expect and what the players are giving to us is the total commitment to do things right. And this is from outside can be surprising for us now because we work every day with them. We know the quality and the talent that they have. We demand a lot from them. But I said before, what's happening outside cannot change. We have to stay humble. We have to realize that it's a very, very long and tough season that will require from us the very best.
So you said sort of the international break obviously is a change to your routine, your schedule. Is it a bit of a relief now to not have one till March? And obviously the approach up to Christmas, there's a lot of games to play. Is it nice to just be able to focus on that?
International breaks, I always consider them that they are in the schedule, and the international breaks is for international players to be involved. So what we really assess is those players that are not involved in what we work here. That's the only change of routines that we have. Saying that international break is going to be in March, everybody's going to be here, and I think it's a good moment to improve, to work on aspects that are required to keep improving the players and the team. It's good to have them here. It's good.
And obviously Arsenal now have Odegaard back, and you look at Rice in the midfield as well. How do you sort of focus on your midfield to counteract the threats that they pose?
We look at all the players from Arsenal. It's not all those that you mentioned. They have a very quality squad. We have to look at all of them. Like mentioned before, the set pieces, they are the team that take really advantage on that. In terms of talent and players, they have many solutions. So we have to look at as a whole how we can we control Arsenal and play and compete well.